Here, I'll make another video. But so right now I was telling the story in my last video. I'm at my old high school. This is where I graduated from. It's Flowers High School. Can't tell what's in the video. But yeah, there's the football field, session area. That's the elementary school there. The track and field, that's where I ran track at. I played soccer here too. I wrestled. I wasn't that good at sports, or I wasn't like the best athlete, but I would say I was very fit. I was a very fit individual. I used to run a lot. Before everything, before this accident, I was actually training for a marathon. I was planning to run a marathon. Actually, either I was planning to run a marathon of the summer or spring of 2018, if not the fall in the Detroit Free Press of 2018. But I was guaranteed to run a marathon. I guaranteed to myself I was going to run a marathon in 2018 because I was training pretty well for it. I stayed running after, in high school. Like I said, I did cross country, wrestling, soccer, and track. I wasn't that good at it, but I just liked. It's funny. I didn't like running as much when I was in high school, but once I got out and I was running for fun, I loved it. I enjoyed running. I just enjoyed being very active and just going to the gym, working out, running all the time, biking, just being fit. It was very important to me, just being healthy, looking good or whatever. Just have a healthy body and all that. And just everything that comes along with being fit and working out, it's only good. So I think everyone should always work out if they can and try to stay healthy. But yeah, where was I going? Oh yeah, so I was training for a marathon. So in the summer from when the time I left high school, I was always running off and on, but then I got consistent one year. It was I think it started in 2016. I think in the spring of 2016. No, I think in the spring of 2016. So for 2016 on, I was very consistent with running. I was always running, and then I was training I signed up for a half marathon. Me and my cousin, we signed up for a half marathon to run together. Well, he ran the 8K, I ran the half marathon, but it was just fun to do it together and stuff. But so we signed up. I was training for it. I was getting up to the point where I was running. At the low end, I was running 5 miles a day, and then towards the upper end, I was running 10 plus miles a day. Well, I wouldn't run that every day. I'd run 5 one day, 7 another day, 6 another day, 10 another day. But I was building up to where the lowest I'd ever run was 5 or 6 miles a day, but I was building up to where I wanted to eventually run 10 miles a day. Well, to eventually train for a marathon, you got to run more than 10 miles a day. Well, around 10 miles a day or more for a marathon. But so I was training for this half marathon. My training was going excellent. I was training good. I was eating good. I'd run about 5 or 6 days a week, and the days I wouldn't run, I would bike. And I before that I had a little bit of chub on me. I was bigger because I used to work out a lot, lift weights, heavy weights. So I was kind of bigger for myself. I was bigger. So it was a good thing. I got leaner. I was healthier. I was running. So I got to slim down. It helps with running long distance. The lighter you are, it's easier on your body, your joints and stuff. So I was running. I was eating well. I was doing well, and I was getting close. About 3 weeks out from the marathon, from the half marathon run. I ran that around May of 2017. I ran the half marathon, and about 3 weeks before it, I got super sick, really, really sick. I think it was right after school finished or something. And I can't remember if I was taking a summer class at the time. I'm not sure what was going on, but it was a while ago. But I know I was out of school or something. And I think I was starting summer class, or I don't know what happened. But I was super sick. And so I was out for it's funny, the 3 weeks before the marathon, it was those were the most crucial Like those are the most crucial weeks you want to stay running because you got to keep your cardio up. But I was sick I was sick for like 2.5, 3 weeks before that, and as I was like as the thing was approaching, I couldn't run. I had no energy. I was so sick that I wasn't leaving the house. Like I was like on bed rest. Like I was just had like I don't know what was going on. I got a stomach flu or I was just super sick. Anyway, so it's getting close to the marathon, and I'm still pretty sick. Like but like a few days before, I'm getting better. And the day before, I go spend the night at my cousin's house because we're going to the half marathon together. And the day before, I was still a little sick, but I was like about 90%. And the day of the marathon, I was closer to, I was like at 90 plus percent. So I was like, all right. So I ran the half marathon. I was surprised how I did, considering I wanted to run the half marathon. What was it? I wanted to run it under 10 minutes a mile, considering I wanted to run under a 10-minute mile. It's not a good pace. Like I said, I'm not that fast, but I could run far distances. But I was running under a 10-minute pace, and for each mile, and considering how bad I was, 3 weeks before I didn't run at all. I didn't run at all. 3 weeks prior to the marathon, 3 weeks prior to the half marathon, I did not run at all, and that really killed me during the race. But considering that, I wanted to run maybe 8-9-minute miles, something like that, for the half marathon, and I wanted to keep that pace eventually for the full marathon. So I ran the half marathon. I was surprised how I did because I felt so awful during the whole run. I was just so dead, and there were some people that almost. There was some guy who almost beat. There were some people who beat me that shouldn't have beat me, because I was just I'm not trying to sound I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything, but I was in a lot better shape than these people. These people were they were quite heavier than me. They were out of. They weren't out of. They obviously weren't out of shape. They ran a half marathon, but they weren't in as well shape as me. They were a lot heavier, and it's I'm just wow. Well, props to them honestly, because they surprised me. Those big dudes. Well, they're not big, but bigger than me. Then they were beating me. It was surprising, but I didn't get beat by too many. It was just a few bigger people than me that I was just surprised by. But so I finished the race. I think I finished it in close. It was low 2 hours, 2:02, 2 hours and 2 minutes. It's not good, but considering that, I was just surprised I even did that well because for me I was surprised I was able to do that. Because I think that's under a 10-minute mile. Because 10 minutes, it would have been. It was under a 10-minute mile every. I was under a 10-minute mile pace, because it's a half marathon is 13.1 miles for people who don't know, and a full marathon is 26.2. So I ran the half marathon in 2 hours and 2 minutes, I think. 2 hours and 2 minutes, 2 hours and 4 minutes, something like that. So I was like, okay, so I'm looking good for the full marathon, but I wanted to run that. I ran that at that time. I wanted to get it done before Ramadan, because Ramadan I knew I was going to train because, I tried training running at night, but it was just my footing was off. I almost injured myself a few times running at night. I couldn't see. I was short stepping because I was afraid of where I was stepping. I didn't want to fall over anything, and cars were couldn't see me. I was just it was just a bad idea. So I just took Ramadan off, and then I was going to pick up training after Ramadan to train for the full marathon that I was going to run in 2018. So, so I ran the half marathon. I liked how I did, so I took a break. So it was right before Ramadan started. It was a few days after that Ramadan started. So I'm okay. I tried training, that didn't work out, but so I kept training, and then obviously the motorcycle accident happened, and I'm paralyzed and in a wheelchair. But yeah, just being at this, I came to a high school, and it's just being here just reminds me of what I used to do, what I was capable of before my accident. It's just kind of amazing where you can take the human body. And I wasn't even close to the limits, not even close. There's people who run way more than me. But I was listening to an old speech my like the other day, my coach gave at our cross country banquet, and that was cross country. It's like surprising. Like that's like the one sport I really actually missed from high school. It's just like I had fun in other sports. Like I had more fun in other sports like track and like wrestling, but it was just like I don't know. It was like a better bond with my friends in cross country. It was like a very close bond, and with the coach, we had a cool coach. But I remember the speech that my coach gave, and he was saying something about only 3% of the people on Earth can run a 5K, and then it was like some lower percent could do it in under 20 minutes, and then it's just kind of crazy. Like I don't know, just to think about like being in that percentage. I mean, to me and other athletic people, that's not that crazy. But like if you talk to someone who's not fit, or who just doesn't run a lot, they're like, wow, that's insane. Like running a mile is like crazy, or 2 miles, and then like you tell them how far you run, like 10 miles, are like, well, it's like it's not humanly possible. But I mean, to people who run, it's like nothing. Like whatever. But yeah, just like being in my old high school, it just brings back all these memories of like how fit I was, and it's just like cool. And I'm just glad that before I became paralyzed, I used my body. I didn't let it go to waste, and I enjoyed my life. I mean, I still do enjoy my life. Thank God. I mean, I'm still healthy. I didn't have any brain damage during my accident, and I'm still planning on staying fit. Like once I get my driver's license, I'll go to the gym, and then hopefully by next year I'll have a hand cycle, and then I can ride my hand cycle all summer long and enjoy that. That'll make things nice, and then maybe get into wheelchair basketball. I don't know, but it's just like I don't know. Being at my high school just like brings back all these like memories of being active and fit and being in sports. It's just cool, I guess. I don't know. Just rambling. I don't know. But yeah, I just want to. I don't know. Just it's nice being here. The weather's nice. There's no one here. It's quiet, peaceful. But yeah.